in that victory for South Dakota. They have punched their ticket. Northern California, Hawaii will follow us in the West region. Then it's the Great Lakes, the Mid-Atlantic, which is also playing in Bristol, Connecticut. And the nightcap will be Washington, Montana in the Northwest region. Take a closer look at this division here in beautiful New England. 6 teams is what we started with. Modified double elimination format. The ages 10 to 12, 6-inning games. The field, as you'll notice, is smaller than normal. 2/3 the conventional field size. To put it in perspective, 60 feet between the bases as opposed to 90. And everybody gets to play at this level. Beautiful map will show you all the regions. And of course, every region this year will have not 1 but 2 teams. No international play due to COVID protocols. We started off with 6 teams here in New England, and now we're down to the final 3. New Hampshire will 9 for Manchester. They'll be going up against Jimmy DiCarlo, 5'2", 95 pounds, a 12-year-old right-hander who normally is the star shortstop. And he'll be on the mound today against this Manchester lineup that's got some pop, kind of a contrast in the 2 styles. Manchester, a lot of power in their game at the plate and on the mound. Massachusetts, meanwhile, a little more finesse. Pitching and defense has been their calling card to success. Mike Morgan, Dave DeLucci. Let's have some fun, shall we? First game was highlighted by a fantastic performance on the mound. We'll see what we have in store. Gavin Weir certainly set the tone today for South Dakota. One of these teams, Connecticut or Massachusetts, will advance to the World Series with a win today. Arlen Payman starting things off, the starting shortstop for Connecticut. They call Payman Country Boy. He's 5'9", 175 pounds. So he is country strong, but he is tardy on that offering from DiCarlo. 1 up, 1 down for Jimmy DiCarlo.
Yeah, that's a great pitch right there, Mike. That elevated fastball, and we've seen it used so many times in this tournament so far. It's effective, it looks hittable, but it's got too much zip by DiCarlo.
One gone for Jacob Budars, the opposing pitcher. Hitting in the 2-hole. Budars taps one to the left side, gobbled up by Kobierski across the diamond for the second out. So a good start for Jimmy DiCarlo against a Connecticut lineup, as I mentioned, has some pop.
You can see
now
right
the
there,
3-hole hitter Eli Bucko.
DiCarlo's ability to change speeds is outstanding. He followed that fastball strikeout with a first pitch off speed, got the batter out front.
Bucko jumps on the first one he sees and lines one over the shortstop into left field. So the first base runner of the game is the Connecticut first baseman Eli Bucko, who stands 5 feet 11 inches tall.
Nice piece of hitting right here. That's another pitch that he just took a little velocity off, but he was able to keep his momentum back, and those long arms stayed through the strike zone with just enough pop to get a base hit to the outfield.
Now the cleanup hitter Ryan Gorman. His favorite player is Mookie Betts. You'll notice a heavy Red Sox influence on players from both these sides here in the New England Regional. So many of these young men growing up Red Sox fans, and you'll see a lot of Devers, Martinez, favorite players. Of course, Mookie Betts, the former Boston Red Sox. That ball gets to the backstop and an easy advancement for Bucko.
And that's what you're going to have to do in a game like this. You've got to be able to block those balls, and Horgan is such a good defensive catcher. That's surprising that ball got by him.
2 strikes.
2-2 the count on Ryan Gorman.
Ball.
Inside, Gorman is all about this Little League event. He watched his big brother play Little League. His father played for Little League Manchester. His mother played softball as a kid, so to say it's in his genes would be an understatement. Swings at the payoff upstairs and goes down on strikes. Second punch out for DiCarlo. Scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first. The starting 9 for Peabody. We'll meet them when we come back from Bristol, Connecticut.
Baseball tournament. A reminder on hot and humid days like this one to stay hydrated. Our concession stand and other cold drinks and a limited menu just beyond.
Good enough.
Hi, my name is Damian Gerger. My position's left field, and my favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr.
Hi, my name is Jimmy DiCarlo. I play shortstop, and my favorite player is Xander Bogaerts.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scarry. I play second base and shortstop. My favorite player is Xander Bogaerts.
Hi, my name is Thad Bruin. I'm a left fielder, and I also like basketball and soccer.
Hi, my name is Ian Horgan, and I play catcher.
Hi, my name is Mark Betancourt. I'm a first baseman, and my favorite player is Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Hi, my name is Brendan Kabrisky. I'm a third baseman. My favorite player is Ronald Acuna Jr.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Cassiano. I play right field, and my favorite player is Roberto Clemente.
Hi, my name is Steve Tagasi. I play right field, and I pitch. My favorite player is Xander Bogaerts.
Hi, my name is Jackson Taylor. I play center field. My favorite player is Kike Hernandez.
Hi, my name is Anthony Maduno. I play right field. And my favorite player is Rafael Devers.
And they'll be going up against Jacob Boudars, 5'7", 12 years of age. Boudars, who has been to Williamsport and certainly would like to go back as a player. Also like to go to London. It says if he wins the lottery, he's going to buy a beach house, a ski house, and a mansion, save up some money, and give the rest to his family. Dave DeLucci, you're already about all that life, but the rest of us have to dream.
Well, look, he's playing the right sport to get it with the amount of money they're throwing around the big leagues now.
That is true. Before you know it, you'll get all that. You'll get to go to Dubai and wherever else you want to go to. That's where Jimmy DiCarlo says he wants to visit, is Dubai. He's already been to the Bahamas. 12-year-old, who, of course, is the starting pitcher today and ordinarily their star shortstop. Swings a good bat as well for this Massachusetts squad. And again, when you talk to their head coach, Mark Betancourt, as we had a chance to do yesterday, they're all about contact before power. They do not want to give you any easy outs. This is like the anti-launch angle squad, if you will. And there's right on cue, coaxing a walk is DiCarlo. So you're going to have to hit the strike zone. You're going to get these guys out. They don't swing at a lot of bad pitches.
No, they don't. That's a very disciplined offense right there. And you're absolutely right, Mike. I mean, Peabody loves to pitch to contact. They've got a good defense behind them. It kind of reminds me of the Greg Maddux mentality. They're going to throw the ball around the strike zone. They're going to mix speeds a little bit. And it could have been butterflies coming out after that first hitter. Now it's time to lock it in and throw strikes.
Aiden Horgan, the starting catcher, hitting in the 2-hole with a runner at first. By the way, kind of an interesting move by Connecticut head coach Rob Rastelli. They won the coin toss yesterday to determine who wanted to be the home team. They decided to be the road team, which kind of surprised Mark Betancourt of Massachusetts. But Rob Rastelli, there he is. He told us, he said, I think nerves are always a big part of a Little League game at this level, and I'd rather be nervous at the plate than in the field. Go ahead and try to jump out to an early lead.
Well, if that tells you anything, he feels a little better in this situation, swinging at some bad pitches, getting it out there, than giving up runs. That shows you how important 1 run or 2 runs scored by miscues can be in this situation, especially with so much on the line, the Little League World Series right in front of you. You want the butterflies out now, not later.
Yeah, it's always interesting in a game with this much on the line. Do those butterflies show up early on in the game before everybody settles in a little bit? A 2-2 count, a runner in scoring position now. And that ball hit to the right side, gloved by Rastelli. No, bobbled. And everybody will be safe at the corners. Rastelli unable to come up with it.
That's a tough play right there. Rastelli is a sure-handed second baseman. Talk about butterflies. That could be a situation right there where he tried to do a little too much too soon. Maybe picked his eye up off the ball, tried to make that throw before it was in his glove. But it's time to lock it in right now.
So after the error, 2 on, nobody out. Great opportunity for the boys from Peabody, Massachusetts. And their 3-hole hitter, Cohen Pastrick, at the plate, the second baseman. He eyes strike 1. Pastrick, whose favorite athlete, Fernando Tatis Jr. That's a good one to put some stock in. He pitches. He plays the infield. He'll even catch on certain occasions. He's their ultimate utility guy, and he's a big reason why they're at this point. He threw a complete game in the victory against Maine. That one takes a bite out of the outside corner. Our home plate umpire is Julius Trimbach. Again, they're all volunteers at this level. 1-2, buzzing the tower is Boudars.
Big situation right here, Mike. Runners on second and third. Got to get that first run across. You talk about getting those butterflies out. This will do it.
Into left center field. Flag down by Bundy. Runner from third will tag. That's DiCarlo. And he will give us our first run of the game. Massachusetts on top, 1-0. The sac fly courtesy of Pastrick.
Pastrick did a great job with 2 strikes. He was able to make contact, and like I said, with the runner on third, less than 2 outs, a deep fly ball is going to give you a sacrifice fly on the RBI, and it puts Massachusetts up by 1.
Hacking away is Betancourt at the first pitch, the son of the head coach, and he, along with the guy behind him on deck, Kobierski, there you take a look at senior. Both these guys have found their power stroke in this event because in the regular season as a team, they only had 2 home runs. Both Betancourt and Kobierski this summer each have 4. Young man loves a good cheeseburger. Chases that one below the knees. It's 1-2. Lofting one. That'll be out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Betancourt. Last time a Massachusetts team made it to the Little League World Series, 2009. Good take on that pitch. Down in the dirt. 2-2 now the count to the first baseman, Mark Betancourt.
Yeah, that's a take right there. If you've got any butterflies flying around and you usually swing at that ball because you're so antsy, it looks like a fastball out of his hand.
Chases that one outside for a big strikeout. Jacob Boudars saving his best pitch for there.
Number 15, Brendan Kobierski.
Outstanding pitch. Little sinking fastball right there going away from the left-handed swing.
Well, we'll see if, as the advancement on that play, Morgan will head over to third base. We'll see if Boudars can minimize the damage to just 1 run. A runner at third, 2 gone for Kobierski. Hammers one to the left side and through. That'll be a base hit, and the second run will score. Kobierski, who's been swinging a hot bat, already has a home run in this regional. All 6 foot 1 of them comes through.
Good piece of hitting right there, especially with 2 outs. It was a fastball that was up and in, and For a young man with long arms and leverage, he turned on that ball nicely.
Another ball gets by Vance, but there you look at the base hit.
Yep, good piece of hitting. Continue to put runs on the board for Peabody.
You see the difference in height. Kobierski's going to tower over just about everybody on the field. He's the tallest player in this New England Regional at 6'1". Now Ryan Scarry at the plate. This is one of their most valuable guys. The antithesis of Kobierski in stature. He goes 4'9" as opposed to 6'1". But in terms of the effectiveness at the plate and on the middle infield, Ryan Scarry is one of the best players for this Peabody squad. As you take a look at Rob Rastelli now, and actually that is one of the assistants for Coach Rastelli. That's Coach Rubin talking to his pitcher Jacob Budars.
Yeah, right there. He's just probably trying to settle the guys down. And look, Kobierski was able to take third. It was great aggressive base running after his single. He went all the way to third. So there could be a little bit of some nerves coming back into that defense, into Budars, and he was just trying to calm them down.
A 1-ball, 2-strike count for Ryan Scarry, the starting shortstop. Two and two.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Father is a firefighter, mother is an operations manager. Favorite team, you guessed it, the Red Sox.
Tell you what, he may be short in stature, but he takes a hack. That was a great swing on a fastball that he just missed.
Good eye there, 3 and 2. I mean, you just see it even through an inning, and you and I had a chance to watch these two teams, scout them out a little bit. The difference between what Massachusetts does at the plate versus other teams, it's pretty noticeable with their discipline. And that is another case in point. I mean, that's a pitch with 2 strikes a lot of guys would offer at. Throw to third, scurrying back Kobierski. So they're at the corners with 2 down. Second walk of the inning. And Scurry gets over to second on the play. They've gotten a lot of free bases here in this inning via wild pitches and just aggressive base running in total. 2 in scoring position for the 7-hole hitter. That's Taylor Jackson, the starting center fielder, coming to the dish.
Number 28, Jackson Taylor.
Jackson Taylor, 12 years old, 5'1". Favorite athlete is Kiki Hernandez. Low and inside. Runners will hold up at second and third. Now again, in the theme of minimizing the damage, if you're Jacob Budars, all things being equal, allowing just 2 runs here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. A hit here could easily make it 4-0, and that's a whole other scenario. Oh. 3-0.
Yep, and kind of what you're looking at right now is at times when you're playing this game, it can speed up on you really fast, whether it's an errant throw, a couple bad pitches, a walk. You just got to take a deep breath, blow it out, settle back down, slow the game down. And Peabody is not going to take their foot off the accelerator. Great ABs by this offense this inning.
It really is. Not to take away
21, Gabe Cassiano.
from Jacob Budars. He's labored a little bit on the mound. He's got 3 walks, but I mean, some of these pitches that are being taken are not far off the plate at all. That one catches the corner for a strike. The 8-hole hitter now, Gabriel Cassiano, starting right fielder. Most of these young men 12 years of age, a few 11-year-olds sprinkled in. That one uncorked, a wild pitch. Everybody advances 60 feet. And the third run of the inning for Peabody. It's 3-0.
And that's kind of what I just, when you feel like you can't control anything, it's a tough feeling, especially if you're on that pitcher's mound and you can't find the plate. But you just got to step off, take a deep breath, slow everything down, and just concentrate on it, hitting the mitt. Just throw that ball to the mitt.
That's exactly what he did there. Got a swinging strike. Cassiano already had a game-winning hit, a walk-off in the districts. Unable to connect here, and the inning comes to a close. But 8 players come to the plate for Massachusetts. They take a 3-0 lead at the end of 1. Battling that heat at the plate and behind the plate today. Verdokian, who speaks fluent Armenian. And one of the jokesters on this team. 2-1 now the count. Slices that one in foul ground and beyond, out of the reach of Betancourt.
Curious to see how DiCarlo handles that 3-1 run lead early in this ball game. As that allowed him to settle down and pound the strike zone. Oftentimes those leads will relax the defense, sometimes a little too much.
Verdokian, who's a Dodgers fan, JT Realmuto favorite player. Mother's a gymnastics coach. And he coaxes a walk to lead things off here in the second. First walk issued by Jimmy DiCarlo.
Well, that's a fantastic job at the plate by Verdokian. Go up there, be selective. You know you're down by 3, but you really need base runners. That's how you're going to get this lead back, is to get guys on base and start big rallies. And he did a fantastic job of getting the leadoff runner on base.
We talked about the tallest player in this regional. He's the third baseman for Massachusetts, Brendan Kobierski, at 6'1". We've got a couple of players standing at about 4 and change. And we have a pinch hitter here. This is Arnota. I was going to say Julian Rock is 4'8", but he's going to give way to a pinch hitter here. Everybody plays at this level. We've got 13-man rosters, so everybody will be inserted into the game at some point, some way. A 3-0 count, a runner at first, and nobody out. Ruth, that one in there. Sky to center, that'll dump in for a base hit. Stopping at second is Verdokian. And Connecticut has something brewing here in the top of the second.
Nice little rally going right there. Good piece of hitting. That ball was able to find a hole in between the infield and outfield. I love the setup. Good rhythm at the plate. He gets a fastball that he can handle, and he hits that ball out into the field. Nice job. The base running was outstanding from first base. Verdokian saw the ball in the air. He went halfway. When he realized nobody was going to catch it, he kept forward to second base. Nice job.
Yeah, that ball had a little more sink on it than it appeared coming off the bat. Great point, David, in terms of the base running. As the 7-hole hitter Kobe Jackson comes to the plate. A tying run here in the second inning. See the crowd at Green Field. They recently redid this field. It's in tip-top shape. They backed the fences up 25 feet. Well, it's 225. to the fence, in case you were wondering. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Part of the Giamatti Center, named after the former Major League Baseball commissioner, Bart Giamatti. Strike at the knees. Jackson wanted the call on that one. DiCarlo gets it and a full count. It's already 4 full counts for DiCarlo. You see the pitch count located in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Little bouncer to the left side, bobbled by Scary. Throw to second, they still get the force. We do have review here in the Little League Regionals. You get 2 challenges. If you're correct, you keep getting the challenge. If you're incorrect, then you've used them both up. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, man, I was afraid you were going to ask me.
Oh, you knew I was coming to you.
Yeah, in live motion, I thought he was going to be safe. I thought it was a fantastic play by Scary to stay with that ball and make a good, accurate throw. But, man, that's a bang-bang.
Isn't it amazing now, these kids, 11, 12 years old, they watch hopefully our college broadcasts on the ESPN networks, and they watch Major League Baseball. They all know about instant replay. So when it's a close call and they don't get the call, they immediately know, just like the big boys do, they immediately know to point over to the dugout and signal, we want a replay on this.
Yep, gotta love it. Oh, look at this right here. I mean, that's about as close as you can get. And oftentimes, I like to look at the glove. Is the glove bending backwards, which shows that the ball is in there? That's a great view from the base runner's side.
All right, I'm going to fall back to the same thing we say when you and I are doing some of the college games. Got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn it. Do we have that here? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Golly. Well, I love the hustle right here. That's a fantastic slide, a good pop-up slide. I think that call is going to stay, Mike.
This is Arnada, of course, lumbering in. Scary, who's ordinarily slick fielding, one of their better fielders, so it's rare for him to even have a bobble on a play like that. And Julius Trimback is our home plate umpire. That was Darren Lambert, the second base umpire. And a will hold up. Now our first replay of the game. The verdict is in. And a big first out. That look says it all, huh?
Well, look, I think you're right. Scary is typically sure-handed out there, and I think with no one out, he had an opportunity, if he fielded it cleanly, to get the double play. He rushed it a little too much, bobbled the ball, but fortunately they do have one down, and that double play is still in order if he gets another ground ball to him.
Just to recap the rules on instant replay, because that challenge was unsuccessful, they only have one unsuccessful challenge left, does Connecticut. 2 on, 1 out. 8-hole hitter is Cam Bundy. Fouls one off his leg. That's a foul ball. Everybody will go back to their base, and we'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes. I mentioned the last time a Massachusetts team has been to the World Series. That was 2009. Connecticut has had several state champions go on to Williamsport over the years. 20 in total. So they are no strangers to having a team 1 win away from the Little League World Series. Beautiful pitch there on 0-2, and Bundy was frozen on it.
DiCarlo has shown the ability to mix velocities right there, and that is an outstanding pitch down at the knees. Took a little bit off of it. Froze Bundy.
And what did Massachusetts coach Mark Betancourt tell us about Jimmy DiCarlo? He's like the rest of the guys on our staff. We don't have flamethrowers. We just have guys who mix speeds and throw strikes. That's the key to our success on the mound. And we've got a pinch hitter here. This is Sam Luby. 2 on, 2 outs, and a 1-1 pitch from DiCarlo. That will get by, but only the runner from first will advance. They're at second and third now, 2 outs. Luby takes one on the corner for a strike. One of the things that Sam Luby enjoys doing when he's not playing baseball, going to the family cottage house in Kennebunkport, Maine. I just went there this summer. That's a beautiful spot. His family's, they're living it up right. They're living that Dave DeLucci life. That's what they're doing.
Do they have good fishing up there? That's what I want to know.
Oh, great lobster. Absolutely. Payoff pitch. Got him. Great recovery by DiCarlo, working with a lot of traffic on the diamond. He's still able to put a 0 on the board.
This is Greg Maddox right here. Fastball for the strikeout. Excellent pitching.
Series, one of 6 teams to have their ticket punched today as part of our great Little League coverage on ESPN. Mike Morgan, Dave DeLucci, thank you much for stopping by this Thursday afternoon. Jacob Budars will try to shake off a 3-run first inning. See if he can hold Massachusetts at bay here in the second. It'll be 9-1-2 due up. Starting with Tyler Lomasny, if the last name sounds familiar. Pops actually made it to the major leagues. Steve Lomasny was a 5th-round draft pick of the Red Sox, had a cup of coffee with Boston, spent several years in their farm system. And the one major league game that he played in was at Camden Yards. He came in as a defensive replacement, a catcher, got 2 at-bats, and threw out 2 would-be base runners. And then that was it. It was almost Moonlight Graham-esque. That was his one game, and then that's it. But you're in the encyclopedia. You're in the book. Manzi rounds it up the middle. Gobbled up by Payman at shortstop, and rifles over to first in time.
Well, he had a superstar playing in front of him. So, unfortunately for him, when you get in a situation like that, you've got Jason Varitek and company ahead of you. You take every opportunity you can and you do the best. And he did an outstanding job. And so happy. Camden Yards was my first as well. First opportunity in the big leagues. And it's a great experience.
What's also great about that story with Father Steve Lomanzi, I don't know if we can spot him right now, but he's in the crowd per usual. He's actually helped out wherever he can. He's a big supporter and volunteer for this squad. The support that so many of these teams, not just the 2 that we're featuring right now, get from obviously parents and local community members, it's awe-inspiring when you think about it. The money that has to be raised, those uniforms, those slick red unis that you're seeing. Oh, there's Pops. Nice job by our crew picking him out. He looks like he could still go out there and give you some good ABs.
I'm telling you.
But you see those slick red unis for Manchester, Connecticut. They just got those before their game a couple of days ago. They had to raise some extra money to get those. And anybody who's played Little League baseball or Little League sports, you know the uniform is everything, man. You got to have some slick-looking duds.
You look good, you feel good, and you play good, right? That's the motto.
Beautiful bender there for strike 3. Strikes out DiCarlo. 2 up, 2 down for Budars.
Well, Budars has settled nicely right here, and that's a fantastic curveball inside. Looks like it's coming, maybe looks like it's going to hit DiCarlo. His knees buckle, but the ball breaks so nicely down and in for an inside strike 3.
Here's the 2-hole hitter, the catcher, Aiden Horgan. 0-1 the count on Horgan, who reached on an error back in the first inning. Six-inning games here for the Little League World Series. And pitch counts, something we'll keep an eye on. You see 48 under the belt of Budars. Now the limit is 85. You can't start an at-bat once you hit that mark. You could go over it in the middle of an at-bat, but not before. 1-2. There's also all kinds of pitch count thresholds in terms of how many days you have to go without pitching, depending on the number. We'll get into that a little bit later. 1-2, fouled away. There you see. 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. If you pitch fewer than 21, you don't have to sit out a day. I think in this case, Dave, we were talking about strategy and watching the game before ours. There was a pitcher that was pulled early with perhaps some long-term strategy. When you got a chance to win and go to the World Series, if either one of these guys gets hot, I say you ride them.
Yeah, I agree. Like this game right here, you almost take it as a do or die, maybe, even though both these teams do not have a loss. This a win here gets you to the Little League World Series. So I'm like you. I'm riding my horse. If he's still feeling good and throwing the ball well, I'm riding him all the way to the championship.
Oregon draws a 2-out walk. That's the 4th walk issued by Budars. And again, because we don't have the international teams this year, so 16 teams are going to the World Series in Williamsport. 2 from each one of these regions. So the championship game that we'll feature on Saturday right here on ESPN, those 2 teams will have already clinched a trip to the World Series. If you lose this game, you've got to win tomorrow in an elimination game just to get to that point. And of course, obviously, then you're talking about less pitching, and just like we would look at factors if we were doing a regular college baseball regional. 3-hole hitter is Pastrick. That one sails over his head, and an easy advancement to second for Horgan.
And look, to carry on with that thought, both of these teams are loaded with pitchers. Okay, so I don't think they're going to run out of guys, but I think it's just going to be put the pitcher on the mound that's throwing strikes and commanding the strike zone. And Budars, this inning, boy, he has been outstanding with pounding both sides of the plate with strikes. He's settled in very well.
Massachusetts 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. That's the case here. Trying to tack on to a 3-0 lead. Budars already about to throw pitch number 58. In on the hands and bounced foul. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Great job of minimizing the damage by Budars. The Little League World Series, 1 week from today, will start on ESPN and ABC. Of course, 16 teams will get the opportunity to play. If you want to play Little League, it's easy. Visit playlittleLeague.org and enter your address to find a Little League program near you. He is David DeLucci. He was a great Little League player. I'm Mike Morgan. They gave me a uniform, and we are glad to be broadcasting at Green Field in Bristol, Connecticut. I had my moments, Dave. I had my moments. I'll tell you, the most humbling moment of my life was when I thought I could play baseball, and as a 14-year-old in South Florida, went to the Bucky Dent Baseball School. Yeah, that didn't go well. That's when the microphone looked really good.
I don't believe that. I heard you had some serious wheels out there in center field.
If I could steal first, I would have been an all-star. I could run that. But I would have gladly traded in some of that speed for your prowess at the plate. Let's see if Connecticut has some prowess here in the third with the top of the lineup up. Payman, Budars, and Bucko. It's DeCarlo on the mound He has looked pretty sharp so far for the boys from Peabody, Massachusetts. He struck out Payman back in the first inning. You played your Little League baseball in the fine state of Louisiana before going on to a career at Ole Miss and then the Bigs.
Hey now.
A lot of LSU fans probably would have been glad to have you. But you prominently display your Ole Miss jersey in the back. People can't see that, but I can. Rebels fans, he is a proud alum of Ole Miss.
That's right. That's right. And I'm going to tell you, growing up playing baseball in Louisiana, this part of the summer, it is hot, it is humid, and I'm sure all of these young men right now are feeling that as well, even though they're in the Northeast. As you said, record temperature today. Easy to stay loose, but you got to hydrate, man. You got to be pounding the Gatorade and water in the dugout.
Obviously, you always want to keep the pitch count low, but even more so today. That's 6 full counts now for DiCarlo. Sun-splashed Breen Field in Bristol, Connecticut. This one is gobbled up by the second baseman, Pasterik. Pitching and defense, that's the calling card for this Massachusetts team. They simply don't beat themselves. It's a good trait to have at any level of baseball, isn't it?
Most definitely. Throw strikes, play good defense, make all the routine plays. Oftentimes you see youngsters, they want to practice the diving plays, the backhand, the Derek Jeter jump throws, but it's the routine plays that are going to win ball games for you.
Pitcher versus pitcher here as Budars steps in. Takes that one for a strike. If you missed the game before us with Nebraska and South Dakota, Gavin Weir, remember that name. You'll see him in the World Series. He had 17 strikeouts. I was listening to the broadcast. Our buddy Chris Burke, who is not much for hyperbole. You don't impress him easily. He said it was the best looking pitcher he'd seen at this level. That kind of stuff doesn't come out of Chris Burke's mouth often, but if you watch that lefty pitch, wow, is all I can say. 3-1 offering. Lofted into right field and misplayed by Cassiano. He lunged at it but couldn't get it in the glove. Racing for third on the play and standing up is Budars.
Here's the deal. When you play the corner outfield positions, no ball hit to you is straight. And that ball right there had some serious slice and topspin, making it even more difficult to get to that ball. But great job hustling around the bases by Budars. Off the bat, he was full speed. He saw the ball was misplayed, and he was able to make it all the way to third base.
My thoughts exactly. How often do we even see a big leaguer on a play like that start slowing up, anticipating an out, and then he winds up at first base on a play like that? Budars hustling all the way, gets all the way to third with one gone, and the 3-hole hitter Eli Bucko to the plate, singled his first time up. Bucko to right, and it spills out of the glove of Cassiano. A run will score, and Connecticut is on the board.
A good piece of hitting right there. That ball was laced to right field. Another one of those balls off the right-handed bat that's slicing away. You can see great camera angle right here. That ball was slicing, had topspin going down. Cassiano had his glove on it, but as soon as his glove hit the ground, the ball was able to squirt out for an RBI.
You wonder what's going through the mind of Jimmy DiCarlo right now. He might be thinking he could be out of this inning. Instead, a run is in. A runner at first, and just one out. And Ryan Gorman, the batter.
Mike, I'm going to tell you what's impressive to me so far early in this ball game is the ability to make adjustments, that's what's going to make you successful. Connecticut in their first game, they were swinging and missing at a lot of fastballs up in the zone. And today they've adjusted. They are taking those fastballs and they're sitting dead red, anything around belt high, and they're swinging at that.
Again to right field. This time it bounces in front of Cassiano. And safe at second is Bucko. So 3 consecutive balls hit to right field have all resulted in good things for Manchester, Connecticut. We'll listen in to Coach Betancourt.
We knew this was going to happen, right? We're going to have innings like this, right? No big deal. We've had innings like this before. We battle through them. What are we going to do? Minimize damage. Minimize damage. That's all we have to do. We get first and second. We go out through the meat of their order. These are guys we can get things done, right? Collective deep breath. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody grounded? Let's play our game now. All right, let's play our game. Let's go. No more runs.
Collective deep breath is the message from Coach Betancourt. He's always talked about situations like this. It's the ability to keep calm in the waters. Don't capsize was the term he used to us. He was a boating analogy. Gonna have to pitch with some adversity here. A run already in. 2 on, 1 out. And DiCarlo facing Bardokian and into the glove of Scary at shortstop for a big second out.
Nice job right here going back on this ball. Perfect first step. That's exactly what you want to do by Scary, to get that first step in the direct angle to the ball to make the catch cleanly.
Here is Julian Rock, who was pinch hit for the first time. And quickly looks at 2 strikes. Rock, the smallest player on the team at 4'8". You said, David, when you were a player, you were the small kid in Little League.
Yeah, I was, and I didn't realize it until much later on. So I got my first baseball card, and it labeled me as an undersized overachiever. And I went back to all those team photos and realized I was one of the smallest players on every team I played on. But all through those years, I thought I was just as big, if not bigger, than everybody else.
You can't measure the heart of David DeLucci. I think that's the moral of the story.
That's right. I think that's the beauty of baseball, right? Is that every boy, every girl can play baseball or softball. It doesn't matter how tall, how short, how fast, how slow. This game is for everyone.
Just wide of the bag at third on the foul ball. 2-2 the count on Julian Rock. Of course, you know, you're at that age, 12 years old, most of these young men are, where everybody hits a growth spurt at a different point in life. Again to the right side and through. Here comes the runner home. The throw is offline. 1-run game in Bristol.
Chip away, get a rally going. That's what we mentioned early on. That's what win ball games, not big, huge home run swings trying to clear the yard. But chip here, chip there, base hit, timely hitting, especially with 2 outs. It's a fantastic rally by Connecticut.
Got another pinch hitter. This is Stolars. By my count now, they've already played 11 of the 13 on the roster Connecticut has. Chase one upstairs, quickly behind in the count 0-2.
2 on your 1-5.
Stolars has already had 2 game-winning hits on this journey to this point, but he comes up empty here, goes down by Morgan. Dave DeLucci, thank you so much for being part of our extensive Little League coverage today. 6 teams will punch their tickets to the World Series in Williamsport. You saw that vintage picture. Little League World Series was founded 74 years ago, and of course we missed it last year. We missed all this fun a year ago. So glad to be back a part of it. Middle of the lineup. Up for the boys from Peabody, Massachusetts. Clinging to a 1-run lead. Betancourt, Kobierski, and Scary. Mark Betancourt, the coach's son, who also plays on the football team. A lineman and a linebacker. Big fan of the Rock. And there's Pops.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Police officer who has spent so much of his time volunteering to coach youth sports. Some people have actually quipped he's the Bill Belichick of Peabody, Massachusetts, with all he's done, coaching everything from football, softball, baseball, basketball. He's done it all. He just loves being around these young men and making a difference. I mentioned that team that made it to the Little League World Series in '09. He was a coach in high school at that time and had a chance to visit with those young men. Well, those same young men actually gave a pep talk to his group before this thing got started in Bristol. Everything comes full circle. And Junior takes the punch out. He's 0 for 2. 5 strikeouts now for Boudars.
Yeah, that 5th strikeout right there was on a filthy curveball that started at the top of the strike zone. You can see where Betancourt was fooled. He thought that ball was high, but it had enough break into it to make it all the way down into the top of the strike zone.
Speaking of high, a higher strike zone for this young man, the tallest player in this New England regional at 6'1". Brendan Kobierski, who had an RBI single back in the 1st. 1-1. They call him Big B for obvious reasons, and yes, if you were wondering, he does play basketball as well. You know what I noticed watching these young men, Dave, compared to what we see at the collegiate and pro level? Look at Brendan's stance if we get a chance. Closed stance. We don't see many of those at the college and pro level anymore. When I was growing up as a kid, a lot of major leaguers had a closed stance. Now it's predominantly open and even stances.
Yeah, remember Pete Rose had a closed stance. It was what he was known for. And as you get older and the velocity from the pitcher starts going up, you tend to open that front foot to allow that hip to rotate faster and earlier. Right now it's closed. It keeps you from pulling off. That's what a lot of players will do. When you close that stance, it keeps your front shoulder in. But when guys start throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, you need that hip to be able to fly open fast.
No doubt about it. 5th walk issued by Boudars. Mike Schmidt, another guy with a closed stance. Andre Dawson had a dramatic closed stance. En route to an MVP with the Cubs back in '87. We've got another sub for Massachusetts. This is Damian Gregory. D-Money, as he is affectionately nicknamed. This is hard to do at any level, Dave, to be sitting on the bench for the better part of an hour and then just have your name called and go grab a bat and try to get a hit.
It's not fun. I had to do it many times at the big league level, and you're right. These guys don't have a locker room. They can go in there or indoor batting cage that they can get loose. They just pop right off the bench, and they're facing a guy that's filthy. He's commanding his fastball this inning. He's got a good curveball. The advantage goes to the pitcher. That's probably the toughest job in baseball, is to go up there and pinch hit and be successful.
Steven Segisi.
Kind of a Nuke LaLoosh stat line for Boudars. 6 walks and 6 strikeouts. And Now another pinch hitter. This is 22. Steven Segizi. Segizi, who's also a hard-throwing right-hander that they use. Won some big games for him earlier in the year. Coach says he's got ice water running through his veins when things get tough. Not too tough here. You got a one-run lead, but they'd certainly love a hit here. And advancing to second on the play. Kobierski, that's the second time he's been aggressive on the base paths.
Yep, that's a Peabody team that doesn't typically steal a lot of bases, but you got to like it in today's game. We know what the implications are. If you win, you go to the finals. You also go to the Little League World Series. So they're being very aggressive. I like it. And it's been working for them so far.
Hey, Blue. Hey, can we just get someone that maybe had another angle on that one? That was a tag play.
That's Rob Rastelli, the Manchester manager, talking things over with the umpiring crew. Does he want a challenge here?
Go, Steven.
Come on, Steve.
Now, again, you get 2 unsuccessful challenges, which paves the way to be rather haphazard about using some of them. You've got virtually nothing to lose. Looks like we are not going to have a challenge.
I wonder if he's questioning when he took off for second base. If he left a little too early or not.
Right. Not what we're accustomed to seeing at higher levels where you can take a lead.
Yep. And I got to tell you, I like that rule a lot because it allows the pitcher to concentrate on throwing strikes. He doesn't have to worry about a guy taking a 10 or 15-foot lead out there, waving his arms back and forth.
7 strikeouts for Boudars. Still a 1-run game from Bristol. Advanced to the Little League World Series. The loser is not completely out. The loser will play an elimination game tomorrow and then have a chance to win it. If you win that game, you would be in. You'd be playing in the championship game, which both teams from each championship game this year will already be in the Little League World Series. Again, you got to get everybody in, all 13 players on the roster, so you'll see a lot of pinch hitting, particularly at the bottom of the lineup. Anselmo is retired, and we say hello to Kelsey Riggs in studio.
Number 7, Alex Rastelli.
Thank you, Kelsey. A 2-1 count to the 9-hole hitter, Alex Rastelli, nicknamed Rasta Pasta. That might be the coolest nickname in the New England Regional. And, of course, the son of Rob Rastelli. There you see Rob. 3-2. Seventh full count so far for Jimmy DiCarlo. You see the pitch count. This is, in all likelihood, going to be his final inning of work. You only get to go to 85. And a one-out walk to the 9-hole hitter.
And that was good AB right there by Rastelli. There was some pitches just off the plate. He showed a very good eye, and as you mentioned, Mike, 81 pitches. Got to wonder if Jimmy DiCarlo's arm is getting a little bit tired, but you're going to try to get one more out of him, I would have to believe. And if he can get a ground ball right here, there's a possibility to turn 2 and get out of this inning.
Won't be easy. Leadoff man, nicknamed the Terminator, Arlen Payman. Favorite artist is Marshmallow. Is that on your iPod, Dave?
No, I haven't added that yet. I'll have to look into it.
Plenty of time when we're done. 1-2 now the count on Payman. He's got 2 of the cooler nicknames, the Terminator and Country Boy. Don't hear too many country boys located in Manchester, Connecticut. Nasty pitch right there. A complete knee buckler fired off by DiCarlo. And what a way to exit stage left. As that is pitch number 85.
That was country boy meet Uncle Charlie right there. This is a nasty breaker. Holy smokes, a knee buckler. Jimmy DiCarlo filthy on that strike 3 curveball.
Yep. 2 outs, buddy. All right? You're facing the best hitter, okay? Work the corners. All right, make him hit your pitch. All right? Go.
We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. Massachusetts clinging to a 1-run lead over Connecticut here in the 4th. Can't get enough of those old school pictures from the Little League World Series. One of these teams, of course, will be the newest member of the 16-team field that will commence action in Williamsport next week. First pitching change of the game. He is the coach's son, Mark Betancourt Jr., a southpaw, 5'3", 150 pounds. Comes into the game after the big strikeout from DiCarlo to retire Payman in a big spot. A runner at first, the tying run, 2 gone. And the first pitch from Betancourt sails outside. Two 2-0. Just like we were talking about with pinch hitters, Dave, it's not your typical warm-up process for a new pitcher either. High fly ball, deep center field, and gone!
Wow.
Jacob Budars with a blast. First lead of the game for Connecticut.
And that might be why Betancourt was trying to nibble off that outside corner, because he put that fastball right over the heart of the plate, and Budars put that fastball up in a squirrel's nest over the center field fence. That ball was crushed.
I mentioned the fence is 225 at Breen Field. That one's at least 250. Absolutely crushed by Jacob Budars. The starting pitcher just helped his own cause with a 2-run blast. It's a 4-3 Connecticut lead. Now Bucco. Eli Bucco is 1 for 2.
And how great is this right now? We have a lot of baseball left in the top of the 4th, but flash back to the first inning. It seemed like the wheels were falling off for Connecticut, and those guys were out there. The game was sped up, throwing balls, wasn't locating pitches, making miscues in the field, and they settled down. They chipped away little by little. They were able to get some runs on the board, and all of a sudden in the top of the fourth, they've taken the lead.
Meanwhile, Betancourt having trouble finding the zone. A quick walk after the home run surrendered to Budars. This is Gorman. The meaty part of the lineup still up for Connecticut. Well, part of this is kind of the game I had hoped for and envisioned. Both these teams rather close to one another in terms of overall talent. High fly ball to center, but playable. And into the glove of Taylor. And that will retire the side. But the hit of the day belongs to Jacob Budars. Run, but you see the pitch count at 79. So he's not going to last much longer, as we've got Anthony Modugno pinch hitting here from Massachusetts in the 8-hole. He'll be pinch hitting for Gabriel Cassiano. Modugno, who's a pitcher and center fielder.
Strange breed. Yep. Fine.
That ball got him. And Modugno will gladly take first base, shake it off, and realize the value of being the leadoff man aboard.
No, don't rub it. Don't rub it. Don't rub it. Don't rub it.
Now another pinch hitter. This will be Thad Broughton. You're at 81 pitches, so you got 4 left in your bag if you're Jacob Budars. This is the young man who broke his nose on a fly ball earlier this week, and his team was very concerned. Blood everywhere. They figured, well, we're not going to see Thad Broughton again. And Coach Betancourt told us yesterday, late in the call, Zach will have an easy advancement for Modugno. He said, hey, we just got word Broughton is going to be available. He wants to play. And the entire team, when they got the news, erupted in joy. So impressed that this young man would have the toughness and the courage to come back and play, and here he is. And lines one down the right side, but sliced foul.
Yeah, and to think about it, too, Coach was saying that the swelling was so bad when they took him to the hospital. They figured he had a broken nose, but the swelling was so bad they couldn't take x-rays.
Right.
That's how serious it was.
Well, he's already won the battle. Just being out here today. Let's see if he can come through with a hit. Can't do it. Chase that one up the ladder from Budars. And that'll be all she wrote for Budars. What a way to end his 8th strikeout of the game. And applause in order for Jacob Budars.
Well, he pitched a tremendous game today, and
You pitched a hell of a game
early on.
Short,
Let's listen to the coach.
There is nobody on this field or in the state of Connecticut I would want on the mound right now. 7 down for me, okay? Hey, defense behind him. Hey, defense behind him, right? Hey, defense behind him. Solid ball, right? Let's go, boys. Get this for us.
One out here in the 4th. It's a 1-run game in Bristol. Meyer, I don't know if any team is overly happy with the way their season has gone this far, but just about everybody's in it, so that's something.
That's all you can ask for right now in August, and you're playing for something. Absolutely. Phillies seem right up there. Bryce Harper's on fire. We'll see.
Braves
a lot
are
of
on
baseball.
fire.
Yeah.
Braves on fire even without Ronald Acuna. And you see Budars giving way to Arlen Heyman, a country boy He's now going to try to throw some country hardball on the mound.
And he could do it. He came in relief in their first game, and his fastball can reach around 72, 73 miles an hour, and from 46 feet, that is blazing.
Yeah, that's a little different right there. Typically at this age, and again, the mound certainly closer to home plate. I believe it's 46 feet. If you get in the 70s, you are a flamethrower at this level. 0-2. There's some contact by DiCarlo.
And look, if you're a hitter and you have a pitcher that's up there throwing gas right now, you don't necessarily catch up to that fastball by swinging harder or swinging faster. You just have to load a little bit sooner and get that front foot down earlier.
That's what he does here, and it's going to go as a base hit. Runners will be at the corners. Good advice, good fall through for DiCarlo. A good little athlete, isn't he?
It's fun to watch. He can do it all. And as you said right here, this is an outstanding job. You can see that front foot got down in plenty enough time for him to read and react to the ball. And that is a short, level swing to get a base hit.
And breaking for second. And there easily is DiCarlo. So they'll be at second and third now with one out. A base hit could give Peabody, Massachusetts the lead here. Oregon, the batter, reached on an error and walked.
Country boy is throwing some country gas right there, and especially at the top of the strike zone, makes it even more difficult for these hitters to catch up to that fastball.
That went downstairs. What I love about watching pitching at this level, the lack of time between pitches. I mean, he gets it, Payman gets it, looks at home, in the wind. Strike three. Paints the corner. Nice job there by Arlen Payman.
Yep, not only showing good velocity, but showing good command. He tried to hit that spot earlier in the count, but he's able to dot that catcher's mitt when he needs to for strike three.
Pitch downstairs to the three-hole hitter, Cullen Pastorik. Massachusetts now just 1 for 8, make it 2 for 9 with the runners in scoring position. Certainly a key number here in a one-run game in the fourth.
2 balls, no strikes.
Strike at the knees to Pastorik, who drove in a run back in the first inning on a sac fly.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a miss over the top. It's 2-2. They call him the horse. He's win in the ball game tomorrow. In the case of our New England region, New Hampshire will be waiting to go against the loser of this game tomorrow. We'll have that for you 1 o'clock on ESPN. He is Dave DeLucci. I'm Mike Morgan. Thank you so much for stopping by. As a leadoff single provided by Paul Vordokian, the catcher for Connecticut.
Big piece of hitting right there. Looked like fastball down and away. Vordokian kept that front shoulder in. We talked about that earlier in the game. He was able to punch that ball for a nice sharp base hit.
Zarnata stays in the game in the 6 hole and takes one downstairs for a ball. Hits one sharply to shortstop. This could be two. Over to second for one, on the first, not in time. Scary got it started. A little too slow developing, and a nice hustle play by Zernata to beat it out at first.
Nice job right here. Scary does a good job. That ball was sharply hit. The throw to second was a little off, but the athleticism by Pastrick to be able to catch that ball and turn and throw. And I'm sorry, it was DeCarlo that started the double play, and Scary made the great catch to get the sure out.
Kobe Jackson, left fielder, flies one high and away. Off the end of the bat, that's going to have a little sink to it. It does hang up long enough for Taylor.
Number 8, Cam Bundy.
Cam Bundy hacking away at the first one he sees. He's 0 for 2. I mentioned there's a lot of Red Sox flavor between these two teams. Not surprisingly, Connecticut, Massachusetts, both located in the New England area. A lot of Red Sox fans there. In the air, center field. And caught by Taylor. Side retired. Nice job by Betancourt. One-run game. Into the bottom of the fifth. Again, 6-inning games at this level. Greenfield in Bristol, Connecticut on a hot Thursday afternoon. One of the hottest days of the year in the fine state of Connecticut. A lot of success for the state champions over the years getting to the Little League World Series. For Massachusetts, the last time a team from the state of Massachusetts went on to the Little League World Series, you got to go back to 2009. Now here we go, a one-run game
For Massachusetts,
in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Mark Betancourt.
And the coach's son, Mark Betancourt Jr., will start things off. He's 0 for 2. Payman was extremely impressive coming out of the bullpen in the last frame. You can tell he's going to be tough to hit, Dave.
Yeah, he's got his pitches working. It's the fastball. Everything goes off of the fastball, and he's throwing it hard. We talked about he has the potential to run it up about 72, 73 miles an hour. And when you start those bats early, because they're trying to catch up to the fastball, and you can take a little velocity off and throw that changeup over the outside corner, makes it even more difficult.
His favorite athlete is Big Papi, David Ortiz, another Red Sox fan. And what does he do for good luck before games? Well, we can all appreciate this. He eats a package of Nutter Butters. I mean, I do that between innings. He does it before games.
He burns it off during the game. When you get to our age, we don't burn that off anymore.
That's right. It just stays with you for a long time. Oh, gosh. His favorite movie, The Sandlot. I noticed that was the choice for a lot of these young men. I just saw that for the first time last week. Can you believe that?
No way. That is my favorite baseball movie as well.
2-2. He blows it by Betancourt for the strikeout.
And there's another example right there. The fastball sets up the other pitches. He was able to locate that fastball earlier in the count. Then he went off speed. Betancourt slowed his bat down, possibly looking for a changeup. Payman went right back to the fastball to blow him away for strike 3.
Third strikeout in a row for Payman. He just come in and mowed guys down. Kobierski, one of the best power threats, if not the best power threat at the plate for Massachusetts. So power versus power here. Yeah, I like the Sandlot, but I mean, Bull Durham, Bad News Bears, Major League, that's still my top 3.
Yeah.
I know that's controversial. I understand. Reasonable people can disagree over this issue.
I like them all. I love the Sandlot. It reminds me of this level right here where kids can be kids and play and you know, the fireworks popping on the 4th of July when they're playing. It's just a feel-good, wholesome movie, just like what we're seeing right here in the Little League World Series.
Yes. Nothing wholesome about Bad News Bears. Ground ball to the right side. Oh, close play at first. But Kobe Ersky is retired. We can learn a lot of lessons of what not to do from Walter Matthau and company. That version of Little League Baseball. By the way, how about speaking of baseball movies, of course, Field of Dreams, another one, the Cornfield game tonight in Iowa, Yankees-White Sox. That'll be cool.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Did you ever hit a home run in a field of corn?
No, I've hit home runs into fields of sugarcane down here in South Louisiana.
There we go. Now that's a picture. I want that.
Yeah.
2 gone, nobody on, and a bunt attempt. That is Ryan Scarry. Scarry drew a walk his first time up, then gave way to a pinch hitter in what would have been his second at bat. So this is his second official at bat. Well, if nothing else, with the ground ball by Kobe Ersky, we know Payman's human. You can't actually get contact on him, but it ain't easy. He is throwing gas. Good eye there, 1-2.
He is, and I'm watching that pitch count. Remember, we have to be aware of the pitch count, and if he reaches a certain count, is he going to be available for the championship ball game if they make it with the W today? And I believe that count is going to be 35 for him to be able to pitch in the championship game. So
Payman gets a ground ball to the right side, gobbled up by Rastelli, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Side retired. We head to the final inning. Number 6 and a 1-run game. The lead belongs to Connecticut. To win a game tomorrow against New Hampshire. We'll have that game for you again on ESPN at 1 o'clock. Manchester, Connecticut. Trying to add a little insurance here in the final frame, up by 1, 4-3. It'll be 9-1-2 due up in the lineup. It'll all start with Rasta Pasta. Alex Rastelli, the coach's son. Breaking ball strike, fired over by Betancourt. Got a Mets fan in the midst.
Oh!
Just to pay off the story on Rob Rastelli, the head coach, he is a Yankee fan. Big time. He kind of models his team after the Yankees. So he's going to bloop in there for a base hit. A leadoff single for Rastelli.
Good piece right there. Get the rally starting in this top of the 6th. As we mentioned earlier, got to get runners on base, put the pressure on the pitcher, and then look who comes up.
And now you've got kind of the back-to-back heroes of this game. You've got Payman and then Budars. Payman, who has just been terrific out of the bullpen, and will no doubt try to close it out in the home half. Rolls one over to shortstop. DeCarlo can't field it cleanly. DeCarlo normally sure-handed, unable to do so there. 2 aboard, nobody out, and now Jacob Budars to the plate. What a day it's been for him so far.
It absolutely has, and he's done it on the mound with a lightning fastball. Struggled a little bit early, but came to his own, not only with the fastball, but the curve. Just mowing guys down, and speaking of mowing, Watch out if you're a squirrel in dead center field, because he hit a bomb that absolutely cleared the fences and the trees.
And that might be the farthest ball hit in this entire regional. There haven't been a ton of home runs hit. That ball was absolutely crushed. And remember how this game started for Jacob Budars. He served up a 3 spot to Massachusetts in the first inning. And also bounced out his first plate appearance. Tomahawks this one. That's a fair ball. And this is going to score a run. Big time insurance run by a guy who's having a big time day. Jacob Budars continues to be the story.
Nice job right here, put the ball in play. I mean, it is right down the line. And Kobierski went to get that ball, but it hugged the dirt. It stayed under that glove and was able to skirt through.
Number 2, Ryan Gorman.
Ryan Gorman at the plate, 1 for 3. Gorman cleaning up for this Manchester squad. Manchester again located about 35 minutes away from Bristol. Hammered high and deep left center field. It's got a chance. It's going to get all the way to the wall. A run will score. Coasting into second is Gorman, and the insurance continues for Connecticut. Now a 3-run lead.
And Ryan Gorman did almost the exact same thing in game 1, where he hit a missile to the outfield for 2 RBIs right here. Look at this swing. You talk about short and compact and clearing the hips. He cleared the hips nicely, and that ball was crushed, as you mentioned, Mike, for insurance RBIs. Connecticut is feeling good about themselves.
They could feel a lot better with a hit here, which would likely plate a pair. Up 3, 2 on, 1 out. Here in the 6th. And it's the man with all that flow, Paul Verdokian. Talking about his hair when I talk about his flow. That's how he introduced himself in the starting lineup. Popped up. Right side near the camera well and out of play. His coach says Paul Verdokian reminds him of a young Ralph Macchio. He wears a headband under that helmet. Got a similar look about him. Hey, you could do worse than the Karate Kid.
Love the Karate Kid. Love Cobra Kai, the series, man. That was great.
2-2, driven left field, base hit. This will score another run, and it'll be 7-3 Connecticut. All this making life a lot easier for Arlen Payman, assuming he comes out in the bottom of the 6th. He would now be staked to a 4-run lead, and Connecticut doesn't look like they're done yet. They're sweeping the lake.
That's an example of hitting being contagious. And we can see the Connecticut hitters right here this inning, where they are taking healthy cuts. They are confident at the plate. Completely different ball club than we saw in the first inning.
Marinata. Ground ball, and that'll be nicely turned double play. DiCarlo steps on the bag and then fires to first, but 3 more runs for Connecticut. They'll take a 4-run lead into the bottom of the 6th. is Payman out there, right? Kelsey, thank you much. We look forward to the next matchup. We'll send you straight to San Bernardino, California. Carl Ravitch, Kyle Peterson standing by. Mike Morgan, Dave DeLucci. With the New England Regional, Manchester, Connecticut is 3 outs away from a trip to the Little League World Series. Arlen Payman is not. Yes, he is still on the mound. Arlen Payman will try to close it out here. 3 more outs. He's been nearly unhittable since he entered the game. By the way, if you're looking for a stat of the day for Manchester, got off to a 3-0 hole in this game. They started off 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position, 6 for the last 9 with 5 runs batted in. They have turned it on to another level the last few innings, and now Payman will try to close it out. 3 outs away from Williamsport for the boys from Manchester, Connecticut. Jackson Taylor to start things off. Manchester described as a city of village charm. Great place to raise a family in the state of Connecticut. And we're told a good place to celebrate after a big win would be Shady Glen's Ice Cream. The ice cream and the cheeseburgers, well known in the state of Connecticut. Well, they'll have plenty of that to celebrate if they can hold on, get 3 outs, win this game, and head to the Little League World Series, now just 2 outs away.
And after playing a long, hard-fought game in this 94, 95-degree weather, I'm sure a gallon of ice cream sounds really good to each one of these players.
No doubt. You mentioned Payman, his superstition, he likes to eat a pack of Nutter Butters before every game. I'll bet you they'll taste a lot better in Williamsport. I'm sure he could just bring a whole suitcase full of them. Cassiano takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right fielder. It's a little bit different, of course, with no international teams this year. You wouldn't have a celebration the likes of which we may or may not see if Connecticut holds on, because you'd still have some meat left on the bone, if you will. You'd still have to win the championship game of your regional. But in this year of COVID protocols with no international teams, the top 2 teams from each regional advances. And so therefore, just getting to that championship game ensures that you are going to Williamsport. So if you win this game, you're going. If you lose it, if you're Massachusetts, you're not done yet. You would play New Hampshire tomorrow. Game we'll have for you, 1 o'clock ESPN. And the winner of that would be going to Williamsport and have the right to play in the championship game of this regional. Perfect pitch.
Yeah, Payman, even though he can run that fastball up 73, as I said, he's able to locate it, which makes him even more effective. That time he threw that strike 2 right about the knees, and then he elevated it at the top of the strike zone. It's just a fantastic job of hitting the mitt. You see the catcher behind home plate showing him the Dorkian, hey, I want this fastball up, chest high. And he dotted the mitt once again.
5 of the 8 batters he's faced, Arlen Payman has struck out. And the final hope, Thad Broughton for Massachusetts. A reminder, when we're done, we'll send you to San Bernardino, Northern California, and Hawaii. Standing by with Carl Ravitch and Kyle Peterson behind the mic. Two balls and a strike. That ball just disappeared like melted ice cream. Started off in the zone, then right at the cleats of Broughton. 3-2. Little added drama never hurt anybody, right?
I love it. I think you're going to see the fastball right here. Crunchy Boy's going to rear back and let it eat.
Payoff pitch. Line in the right field, a base hit. Broughton does a great job protecting the plate and keeps Massachusetts alive here in the ninth.
Well, one thing about when you face pitchers that throw the ball hard, when it hits the bat, it goes off really hard. That was a nice piece of hitting right there, taking the ball where it was pitched to right field.
Back to the leadoff man and DeCarlo. Comes the first pitch foul. Pitch number 50 up next for Payman. Tap foul, and again, Peabody, Massachusetts down to its final strike. One-two pitch. Just fought it off to stay alive. Fly ball right field. This is going to get down into the gap and will score a run. Racing past second, heading to third on the play is DeCarlo, and Massachusetts says we're not done yet.
Well, we wouldn't expect Peabody to go down just easily, and another great swing on a fastball that's elevated outside part of the plate. And these Peabody hitters are not trying to pull the ball, they're just going with the pitch. And that was a perfectly placed ball into the gap for a double RBI.
Now, if Corrigan can reach here, the tying run comes to the plate. And you'd be right in the heart of the order for Massachusetts.
Number 11, Aiden Corrigan.
Corrigan looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Takes one at the knees for a strike. Peabody 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position today, and again for the third time they're down to their final strike. Fans of Manchester, Connecticut on their feet, ready to celebrate if you can get one more strike here. Just off the plate outside. What a take. Talk about ice water going through that young man's veins.
I tell you, got to be aggressive right here, though.
1-2, throws the bat at it, bouncer to first, and congratulations to Manchester, Connecticut. You are going to the Little League World Series.
Manchester Little League from Manchester, Connecticut.
What a great game. Connecticut battled from the first inning. You remember, it was the first inning that had a bunch of walks, an error. They gave up 3 to Peabody, but they stayed with it. Jacob Bedars was a massive asset on the mound, and then he hammered a home run to put them in the lead, and they never looked back.
Payman great out of the pen as well. That'll do it for us. For Dave DeLucci, Mike Morgan saying so long from Bristol. We send you out west, Northern California and Hawaii. You're ready to do battle. Carl Ravitch and Kyle Peterson standing by. Take it away, guys.